Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Astrological. Today we are going to talk about moksha or enlightenment. Everybody has his own perspective about this subject, and everybody thinks in a different manner. But all the things are connected to one point. There are several threads moving from a singular point. So we are going to talk about moksha or enlightenment and how you can see from your horoscope that whether you will be attaining moksha after this life or not. Nobody knows what happens in afterlife, but through your horoscope you can judge that whether there is a possible chance for you to attain moksha or enlightenment after this life or not. So let's discuss that. If any of you want to view this whole video in Hindi, can check out the link shown below, and the link is being shown in annotations. If you have turned off your annotations mode, please turn it on to view this whole video in Hindi. So let's discuss about moksha. And before coming into the actual point and going into the detail that how from a horoscope we can judge that whether a person is going to attain moksha or not, we have to see that what is actually enlightenment, what is moksha. Today what I am going to discuss is totally based on astrological point of view, and if we continue this topic about moksha, it will take 3 hours or 4 hours or more than that, because it is very vast. And so we are concentrating more on the astrological point of view, but on spiritual side we should discuss just the basic definition. What is moksha? Actually, on earth every person is influenced by planets, and that is what we see through horoscope. But if we come about moksha, if we talk about moksha, then no planets are involved in it, because you are now away from the earth, and the zone is being breached. So you are out of the zone, and there is now no impact of the planets which was there when you were living. Now what is the main thing is your atma, is your soul, and atma or soul is the same thing. But in astrology, what is your soul? The planet which represents soul is sun. And so what happens is that what actually moksha is the integration of your atma, of your soul, of your energy dot to the Paramatma or the eventual energy dot source. This is what moksha is. Every living being on this earth, every living being, every human being, every kind of you take each and everything, every living being on this earth is having an energy dot in itself. You walk, you live, you talk because of your energy source, what you are having inside you. Medical science says different things, but what spirituality says, that I am telling you right now. I have already mentioned that people have this different perspective about this concept, about this thing, but what actual spiritual sages, our ancient great sages have told us, that is what I am telling you right now. So the moksha is the integration of your energy source, energy dot. We are there we have worshipped gods. What is God? God is that energy source. And what are we? We are the small parts of that energy source. We are having energy dots. We are energy dots, and that is our creator, that is our source. So that is if that energy dot, that is our energy dot, merges into the actual energy source, that position, that situation is known as moksha or enlightenment. There are several ways. People say that there are several ways to attain moksha, but I think that there is only one way, through doing good karmas, because moksha is only achieved when you when your karmas are being calculated and the eligible criteria is being fulfilled. I don't know what is the eligible criteria, but people say that you have to do good karmas in your life to attain moksha. So this is what moksha is, this is what enlightenment is, and after you have achieved moksha or enlightenment, you get free from the cycle of taking birth and again achieving death. You get free from this earth, you get free from the material realm, you get free from taking birth and getting to death again and again. So moksha is the actual and ultimate destination of one's soul, no matter how much birth one takes, but the final destination is moksha, is enlightenment. So now let's talk that how we can see through a horoscope that a person can achieve moksha or not. Actually, if we talk about horoscope, then there are three houses which are responsible for moksha. These are 4th house, 8th house and 12th house. These are the three houses which are mainly representing moksha. And what are the planets? The planets which symbolize moksha are Sun, Ketu, Jupiter and Saturn. Sun is your soul, Sun is your Atma, Jupiter is your wisdom, Jupiter is your spirituality. Ketu is again a spiritual side, other side of the realm, after life. It is the detachment from material desires. What is Saturn? Saturn is Vairagya Karak, is known as natural Vairagya Karak. Vairagya means detachment from the material plane, detachment from the worldly desires. And these are the four planets which are responsible for moksha in one's horoscope. So if these four planets are placed in good sign, in good nakshatras, in 4th house, 8th house or 12th house, especially 12th house and 8th house, especially and especially if your Ketu is placed in 12th house or 8th house, then it is said that person achieves moksha or enlightenment surely. But you have to check these combinations in Naumansha chart also. Until and unless you check these similar combinations in Naumansha chart, D9 chart, you cannot come to a concrete conclusion. So you have to check the D9 chart also. And most of the time it is being seen that if these planets are placed there, then person is more devoted towards the spiritual side rather than material side. Actually, what my philosophy is that people say that for achieving moksha, that is the ultimate destination and such, but you have to move into a path where you have to avoid all sorts of worldly desires. You have to think only of the particular about that particular thing. You have to go towards that thing. But what my philosophy is that you don't have to avoid your desires, because moksha is achieved only when your atma is completely satisfied. If you are not satisfied upon your death, then you cannot achieve moksha. Moksha or liberation only occurs when the person is totally satisfied from his life. He has fulfilled all his desires. So what my thinking is that you should not avoid those things, you should not avoid those worldly desires, rather you have to achieve them. You have to achieve them, because when you achieve them, you will cherish that moment, and that cherishing moment will fill the empty space in yourself. But what I think that there should be a proper gap of detachment between you and your desires, between you and your cherishing moments, between you and your thinking, between you and your thing, between you and your material plane. Because if there is attachment to that thing, then you will be more focused on that thing rather than the spiritual realm, so you forget about moksha. And if there is a sense of detachment, then you will more focus on the cherishing moment of that thing rather than moving towards the material realm, moving towards the achievement of more desires. No, you have to move towards the spiritual realm, but you have to achieve that barriers. What are the barriers? Your desires are the barriers. So you have to fulfill your desires, you have to cherish them, and you have to keep that moments with you, not the physical side of them. When your inner self has inner emptiness has been filled, the gap is being filled, you move ahead, you move on to the next thing. So you achieve those barriers rather than remove them or avoid them. Because if you avoid them, then desires are suppressed. You are saying that you are mentally saying that no, I am moving on my path, but actually what is happening, you have avoided that desire, you have suppressed that desire. You don't have to suppress it, you have to achieve it, and you have to make a sense of detachment with it, and you have to move ahead with the cherishing moment of that desire. This is what will lead you to the actual path of moksha. Because moksha occurs only when the soul is completely satisfied. So this is what the thing is. And if you go by your horoscope, then I have told that 4th house, 8th house and 12th house are the three houses. Sun, Jupiter, Ketu and Saturn are the four planets. If these planets are associated with these houses, then person attains moksha in his afterlife. And especially there are three nakshatras also which contribute towards this achievement of moksha, that are Mrikshira, Revati and Shravan. These are the three nakshatras which symbolizes the extreme forms of spirituality. Because Mrikshira, as I've told, that Mrikshira Mrikshira helps the person in deciding one's life's path. And what is the ultimate life's path? It is achieving moksha. And if you have sensed that no, that I don't want to take any rebirth again, I have to achieve that moksha, I have to merge in my source, in my creator, then you move ahead with all the procedures, and with all your devotion, you will achieve that. So these are the things what I think that I should tell you. And in more detail we will talk about soul, we will talk about soul, we will talk about God, we will talk about moksha in further videos, and which will be totally dealing with the spirituality. There will be no astrological point of view in that, but I think that will take a lot of time, so I will divide those videos in parts so that every one of you can learn that what is actual thing going on this universe. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe below by clicking the subscribe button. If you have any queries, please mail me on my email ID shown in the description. For more information, check on my Facebook page. We'll talk about some more curious topics in the further videos, in the forthcoming videos. So till then, goodbye and thank you.